Bird Strong Thumb here. I have found a bit of a... I found Malfurion to be a character of my liking, funnily enough, because I originally discounted the character. I didn't like him at first. A friend of mine were having a conversation. In simulations, right, he seems to always go for the Druidic or nature path, which is interesting. And I always go for the evil or dark side path. This probably explains why I like characters such as Dahaka, Zagara, Leoric, Diablo, other villainous characters in the game. Particularly Cho'Gall as well. But back to Malfurion. He is a new player in the game, so he could use some help, and what better way to do that, help out a buddy, than teach him how to play Malfurion to the best of my ability. This is for you, man. You know who you are. And for the rest of you, enjoy. See you in game. Alright, looks like we've landed on the Blackheart's Bay map. I don't know about Malfurion's usefulness on this map other than poking, as you will see later. While we're waiting for this loading screen, I can at least tell you something about the teams right now. We have a very good combo, I guess you could say. Abathur and Kerrigan could be a very good power. Arthas and Abathur could add to our front line. They have a Sonya front line, we have an Arthas front line. Those are both pretty fragile front lines, especially considering their Sergeant Hammer zone control over the Blackheart's Bay turn-in center. But I think we can muster the courage to get in there with our Kerrigan as well. Kerrigan should have no problem landing our abilities, as will I, on that Sergeant Hammer. I think that's going to be the main focus of this entire game, really, is the Sergeant Hammer and the Sonya. They have an Uther. Can stun Kerrigan and such. That'll be a problem. Can't really know very much else. Falstad for the global. That's going to be painful, but we can manage. Chromie's on both teams. This is going to be an interesting match. Now, how Malfurion works. So at least the basics. Q ability, you heal somebody initially, and then they get a little bit of a heal over time. W ability, really low 3-second cooldown. Poke ability for some damage. You just throw it out whenever. It's also got low mana cost. E ability is a bit of a delayed route in an area. I'm going to tell you more about that in a little bit. And the trait, D ability, you give an ally some mana. It's completely free. So, as soon as we get loaded into the game, Tim Hedler, waiting on you, man. Alright, awesome. Aww. I bought Abathur. That's going to be interesting. Now, in this game, we are going to be taking Shando's Clarity, because at the beginning of the game, well, level 1 talent is usually Moonburn. But in this map, you don't really siege, and we don't have any siege characters on our team, except for Abathur, and he does that on his lonesome. And in contrast, we have characters like Kerrigan, Arthas, and Chromie that actually use up a lot of mana. So I'm going to go Shando's Clarity to reduce my mana-giving cooldown. I don't know how this guy's going to behave, but no matter. Q ability. Where was I? It is a small heal, and then it gives a heal over 10 seconds, which means that you want to give the heal to the person before they are going to die, right? Yeah, harder than it sounds. We don't want to be doing this because we have an Abathur on our team. We are at a team fight disadvantage right now. We should just give it up. Unless the team's going to give it up for us. That's cool. Use the D ability whenever it's off cooldown. That's a little tip I can give. That's probably all the tips I can give about the D ability. We don't need to focus this too hard. We just want to make sure that we don't lose any characters, yeah? And I just realized we don't have anybody laning anywhere. So I'm going to go down to the bottom lane because nobody else is heading there. Q ability. It works much better than late game, the heal. The heal in the late game is also going to be very much longer. It's going to take 16 seconds to fully work its magic. If we talent for it, which we will, because we have the solo healer on our team, and they've got quite a lot of damage. Now, I could have helped with that, but I don't think that Sergeant Hammer's going to die, even if I was over there. Give her the mana, and help her with this. I didn't even realize the objectives were up. Just going to stand here as a safeguard, and here comes that dude. I could have placed a route more strategically. And I'll talk about how to use that ability later on. We just want to finish this off and get out of dodge. Yeah, we just want to get out of dodge. You'll get better at using the ability the more you use it. Now, the Q ability. Where was I? Oh, yes. Now, because the ability is 7-second cooldown, I believe, and the heal is 10 seconds, going to be 16 later in the game, if you give the heal to somebody who is already being healed by the effects of regrowth already, it will cancel the previous regrowth, or at least the heal over time that's going on, and replace it with a new one. Which does mean that you want to spread it out as much as possible, unless the target's going to imminently die. In other words, the effect doesn't stack. So if you see them having a green bar because of your, or an invisible green bar because of your regrowth, then you don't want to hit the target again. Again, this will be a much larger heal in the late game. Now, the W ability, it's a 3-second cooldown and low mana cost. Usually you can spam this out in the lane, as that's what it's mainly used for with the fire upgraded level 1. Oh, nice job to her. I should have given her a heal and some mana. Just use that whenever it's off the cooldown. We're going to get rampant growth to increase our healing ability right there. I do have 4 coins to turn in, but I'm not in any immediate danger or whatnot. However, this Kerrigan might be making some dangerous plays. We aren't laning very well, I must say. But no matter. Now, the W ability is awesome. It's pretty long range. It's a really effective poke. You can check like things you can't see with it. It's really awesome in that way. You can also stop channels from a really long range and all that jazz. Now, in lane, you'll find that this is really handy just to send out whenever, because you're not going to be using your abilities. Unless if this is a highly contested lane, in which case you're going to be spending your mana on your Q and your E abilities irregularly, so don't spam your W as much, even though you might have talented for it at level 1. We just got one of our coins turned in. The E ability, in this kind of limited range, you have a delayed route. Getting used to the route is your own accord, and it does deal some damage as well. You want to place it so that when it goes off, the enemies will be in the center, so that way they have little time to react to it, and will guarantee to get hit. Again, this takes time and practice. It's pretty easy when you're running away. If you're running away, you can use the Alt key to place it directly beneath you. You can also do this with the Q ability if you want to heal yourself without spending time to actually click yourself. We don't see very much happening. We see the enemy team has a lot of... I'm not going to be able to steal this from the Sergeant Hammer, am I? Actually, no, okay, never mind. I'm not going to be able to. So really quickly, I'm just going to turn these in before I die in case that happens. It looked like they can handle that. And the enemy team is going to be attempting to make a turn-in. That's why I turned this in first, because if I die, I don't want to give them those 4 coins. They totally have enough for a turn-in, though. Okay, there's one turn-in. I can interrupt it. Okay, but that's going to be it. My team isn't here. We just lost a team member. Level 7, I'm going to go in during growth. And I believe this is what increases the duration by 6 seconds. Now it's a 16-second heal. I want to spread it out really often. We're not doing the best job of laning, but that's because we have an Abathur. And he keeps DCing, unfortunately, poor guy. They are going to get the first bombardment, but that's alright. Our Chromie was able to pick up 5 coins, and that should be enough, if I recall, to be able to set off the next bombardment. We see them all in the middle lane, the enemies, which is great because that means we can catch up on our laning once again. We should not have 2 people down in this lane, so I'm going to go up here. Now, I forgot to talk about the trait. You give some ally, not yourself, mana back over a few seconds. It doesn't cost anything to use it, so again, use it whenever it's off cooldown. Just try not to use it on characters like, say, Raynor, who technically don't really have a mana bar because they never use up so much mana that they'd need the mana. Right now, oh, he didn't fall for it. Gonna heal her preemptively, give her the mana, and then I can't help her anymore, unfortunately. I can, however, use this Chromie time bomb to set up some amazing routes when we get the ability. I'm not gonna take this because the entire enemy team is right here, and they can see me with the vision. So I'm gonna stay as close as possible, out of the vision, just in case. And lane here, which is what they're not doing. We can't see the enemy team very much on the minimap anymore, but it's safe to assume they're heavy pushing the top lane. Saw somebody soaking the top lane. That's awesome. She's got the help of Abathur, who is probably still on in the game. Now we're not soaking bottom, but if I leave this lane, we won't be soaking middle. So we're just having some problems because we die often. Well, actually, only 4 deaths on both sides, and I'm not one of them. Happy to do that. They just picked up level 10. And keep in mind, Chromie, the whole level 9 thing, that's something we gotta get used to. It's pretty tough, I admit. Chromie actually gets her ultimate at level 9, unlike all other heroes. How did she do that? If I'm not careful, I'm gonna get stunned. Alright, but our team is here to protect me. And again, I'm not using it on myself, because that would cancel the ending effects of the thing. Let's get her out of the danger by rooting right where she's gonna be. Yes, indeed. We're gonna pick up... they do not have a melee-oriented team, so I'm going to pick up Tranquility. Both ultimates are equally viable, but in this case, I'm the only healer. We're going to be bunching up a little bit because we have 2 melee characters, and the enemy team isn't a reason not to go for... What's it called again? Oh, that's right. Feet, or however that song goes, yeah? I should have been helping out here realistically, but I can still do it. I'm going to get that... Oh... That W ability does come in handy for chasing because it's like an arcane missiles even from Liming, just less damage. I'm on my way over here, and we do have a bit of a player advantage, but this fighting isn't really getting us anywhere, and the artillery of the Chromies is what's deciding the output. Aperthur's back, awesome. We do have 5 coins, so I'd like to encourage this Chromie friend of ours to turn in, because that's what we should be doing right now. We don't see all their members, though, so this is going to be a bit scary. What is Chromie doing? Who knows? I don't know what she's doing, guys. Maybe I could have helped that Arthas. Maybe not. We may never know. Alright, now we're going to pick up these as well. In fact, the W ability is very good at taking these chests. 3-second cooldown, extra 1 damage. I'm going to heal myself preemptively because I'm about to take a lot of damage, aren't I? Yes. Awesome. And I should be helping the team a bit more. Give her the heal. I'm going to set off my huge heal. This is what Tranquility does. I'll explain it more in a minute when we're out of combat. For now, I gotta head the other direction. Dang it. So I'm going to place my root down, remove me, and run away. I am out of mana, so I'm just going to go in here and get away. Now, Tranquility, 100-second cooldown's kind of vicious for a healing ultimate, but it's well worth it, trust me. In this radius, you will be passively healing all the allies in the radius equally. Unlike the jugs of Lily, you can still cast spells and everything while you're doing this. And also, it doesn't heal just one person with the lowest health, it heals everyone constantly, including yourself. So, as long as somebody will be taking damage, or is taking damage, then you definitely want to be having them within the radius. Don't expose yourself too much, though, as I did previously. I could have died if I didn't have skills. I did not need to check that with my face, by the way. I could have checked that with the W ability. We want to defend against this, though, because this is a keep. Although my team is in the middle, I am aware. We are a talent tier down, except for Chromie. And we're missing Arthas for the next few seconds. Alright, never mind, we're not missing Arthas. Now, we do want to turn in. I have one of the coins. Alright. Gonna give her a heal. Give her some mana, even though she doesn't need it. Life Seed. Now we got a 20-second immediate regrowth. We want to put that on the 6 key because it's not actually a button blizzard. If you could put that over here, that'd be really cool. But until then, we just gotta remember to move that to the 6 so we can actually use our 1 key. That's really hurts. I'm gonna use this ability and leave these guys because they're standing still. I would heal myself, but that's selfish and I'm not about to take damage. These guys are. I can hand out mana if I want to, but that's not our top priority of attention, is it? No. We're about to kill their Chromie as well if she doesn't kill us first, yeah? Awesome. Good job. That was a really good job. So now... Alright, they're just going to turn in all 5. And they're going to see it happen. They're going to see it happen. We should not take boss right now because they are about to respawn. Falstad has the Gust and the other ability, the Fly. And they're going to see us get our way over here because of the vision they had. No, no, no. We are not going to do boss. I'm glad the team agrees on that. Could be helping out a little bit more, though. We still don't see where they are, but that's because they just respawned. We're finally getting some good siege damage in. I believe this is our first turn-in. That's alright. Let's see if we can't go over here and do some siege of our own. Uh-oh. She looks like she's about to be hurt, so I'll give her that, and this, and protect myself a little bit. I do not have my cooldown for the cool ability. Oh shoot, I gotta be on my way over here. Otherwise she's in imminent danger. In fact, we should probably just get out of dodge, even though our Chromie has the talent tier advantage. Only our Chromie. It's such a weird thing how that math works. That really hurt. Awesome. We could keep artillerying each other, but this is just what Chromies do. But I'd recommend we go do things productive, like getting these things. At this level, you would take Hardened Focus if you would have a lot of a front line that can protect you, and the enemy team does not have any super damage. In which case, they have all damage, basically. So I can't go hard and focus reliably. So in which case, I'll get Tenacious Roots, increases the range, and a whole bunch of other things about the E ability. I haven't even talked about Tranquility's counterpart, Twilight Dream. What it does is you explode with a silence. It does some damage, it silences. It's really cool. 3-second silence, if I recall, on a 90-second cooldown. It's really awesome. However, you are a backline healer, and moving up to the front is a very obvious gesture for the experienced player. So try not to make it obvious, but just keep in mind that when you do go out there, there's going to be at least one person that knows what's up. This also adds to your mana regeneration passively, which is amazing because Malfurion is a mana-dependent character. So keep that in mind when choosing that ability. But again, I can't do that now because if I were walking in the front line, I would die. They're not clumped up as to be exploded upon. And we need some heals because I'm the only healer versus all of that damage. I don't know what our Kerrigan's doing exactly, but I can help her no less. Here comes the full stat, and now they know where we are because we showed them directly. I'll be on my way here, but it's going to take me just a little bit of time, admittedly. I don't know who's being set off. Okay, it's theirs. And let's root that really awesome Sergeant Hammer and try to get Kerrigan in our thing, but she was running away from us, chasing her targets, which is what she should have been doing to get health in the first place. I had to cancel that heal because I felt like he was in imminent danger. We really should not be chasing here. We should just get out of dodge and leave. I'm a bit low on mana, but that's right because I won't be using any of it anytime soon. Unfortunately, I'm probably going to have to take that vision dangerously enough because we don't see the entire enemy team. They're not going to make a turn in. Oh, chests. Beautiful. We already have one player down there. And nah. He's on low health. But if I see correctly, there are 2 people around. Yes? Yes, now there are. So I'll just do this. Ooh. I'm using the heal before I need it, so that way I can survive this encounter. At least, hopefully. I'm not going to run towards the Abathur. I'm going to run away. I have to counter the heal because of the imminent damage. I'm low on mana and health, so I'm going to have to recall now. I haven't died yet. Very happy about that. But I haven't exactly been participating to the best of my ability either, yeah? Now, they can make a turn in because they got enough coins. But I'll be on my way over here. I hope the team knows that they're not being healed for the next 3 seconds. I can do all that I can, but all that I can is not enough because they engaged a little bit too early. And unfortunately here, I'm going to have to cancel one of those heals inefficiently. But we should just get out of here because our dude is out. Our warrior, frontliner. Why are we re-engaging? I have no idea. But I'd like to go here instead. I just hope they don't walk over here. Unless if Chromie's going to bring them right to us. Now I can no longer do that, I'm afraid. Darn it. What else can we do? Nope, they didn't go for it. They didn't chase us. So I'm going to take this camp. Are they coming for us? Possibly. Kerrigan's possibly in danger. Yeah. She was away from the team and she was right over here. That's probably why that death happened. Now what should we be doing? We're missing a player. Chromie, I hope you're not walking into that fight there. Because we see all the enemy team below, I am safe to do this. Because even if Falstad flies around, I have the safety of the Abathur hat. I just stood still for a moment. I don't know what she was thinking. Because I was not with her. One player down, and the entire enemy team was right there. No matter. I'll be down there in a second. We are still a player down, so I don't see why we're all engaging down there. Even me being there wouldn't save them. Before I go, I want to collect these. We don't see any of the enemy members, but it's not like they'll be turning in anytime soon. And if I collect these 2 next, I will have enough for a complete turn-in on my own for the team. We don't see where the enemy team is, so interesting. But they don't see me because I took the vision at the early stage. So I'm going to be making my way down there to where the entire enemy team is. Not the enemy team. Sorry. Our entire team. And wouldn't you look at that. There goes Falstad. And I rooted just in time. And tell the team I'm over here. We have the level 20. At least our Chromie does. And that's an incredible talent upgrade. They do not have enough for a turn. No, they don't. And as soon as I'm done here, I can root to make sure nobody gets over here. He totally took that. And I'm going to set up my heal early because I feel like we should do it. Given the heal to... I meant to give it to Arthas there, but no matter. We did get a kill, and that's awesome. Fortunately, he's out of my rooting range, so I can't do very much there. I had to cancel one of my heals, but that's alright. I'm going to get Storm Shield. This is why we moved the ability there. Storm Shield just adds to my healing ability much more than Serenity, because Serenity is on a 100-second cooldown. Keep in mind. And Rewind doesn't do too much, because that'll just cancel our Q. And Bolt of the Storm, that's a selfish pick. That only helps us, not the team. And the point of picking a support is to help the team. Right. Awesome. This is the pretty standard build that you're pretty much always going to take with Malfurion, actually. You know, there's a bit of wavering at level 1, and at level 10, and at level 16. But that's about it, with like a few exceptions. If you don't need to go full healing, then you can go for other things. I should be using my trait more often. I don't yet have my Serenity. I hope the team knows that, even though I do have my other ability. Their Chromely has level 20s, or should I say level 19s. And if he's gonna go there, oh, so nearly got that kill there. I'm gonna give our team the shield because it's on a super low cooldown. She's about to take some damage. Never mind, I should have given that to the Arthas actually. But we can still make a really heavy push in here, and we're gonna get the first keep of the game. How handy. I'm gonna be on my way here and give him some mana because he needs it desperately. We have one player up, and we have level 20s. Only the Crony does, who is not even alive at the moment. So we should just continue to push in here. I'm gonna heal the team because we're underneath the deadly thing. I forgot what it's called now. But no matter, it'll come to me in a second. We should be using our abilities for extra damage, and that looks like it's gonna be game. That was actually a really awesome game, I think, because it didn't die, even though there wasn't very much conflict. Come on, let's focus the core now. Awesome. That was pretty cool. And that's how you play Malfurion. Stay in the back line. Heal who needs to be healed because they're about to take damage. And talents are pretty standard. That's how you play Malfurion. So I hope you guys found that interesting or useful. If you did, please make sure to subscribe to see more of this kind of thing. Like this video if you liked it. Leave some comments down below for conversation, because that's cool. And share this video with your friends if you think they'd like it as well. That'll be all for today. See you guys.